everybody, Remrov here again. I'm a classic autist who makes these videos to educate about autism and to build a bridge in between the autistic and neurotypical world. And I hope to be a voice for non-verbal people with autism. In this video I want to share more about autism and work. In my life throughout the years I've met a lot of other people with autism, including autistic adults, and many of them they share the same issue, which has a huge effect on their happiness level. And this issue has to do with their work situation, with finding a job and maintaining it. Finding a job already starts with something very difficult, which is a job interview. A job interview requires a lot of social skills and communicating, so it's very difficult for people with autism. And many of them, they have the same question about their job interview, which is, should I tell my interviewer about my autism or not? If I do tell them about my autism, then there's a big chance that I don't get hired, only because of the term autism, and that they're already afraid to give me a chance. But if I don't tell them about my autism, and I do get hired, then there's a big chance that my employer or other co-workers, they start to notice certain things about me sooner or later, and they start making their own assumptions, which are often the wrong ones. Or or I get fired for my shortcomings, or I get fired because they found out about my autism and I didn't tell them, and they felt like I was holding back quite important information from them. Well, many people with autism, they have a normal IQ and often even a very high IQ, and they're very intelligent and quite capable of having a very good job on a very high level. But such a job often also requires quite a high level of social skills, and they have deadlines with certain tasks, and it comes with a lot of stress. Autistic people might not be able to do certain tasks, but other tasks they might be able to do even better than other employees. But often a job falls through just because of the social aspects and the stress that comes along with it. But for example, a few years ago, I was working in a laboratory in a hospital. It was an internship, and there were many of those tasks in the laboratory that had to be done with a lot of precision, and they had to be done very precise and detailed. And I was actually very, very good at those tasks, and I was even better at them than many of the other employees. But I got fired because I couldn't pick up the phone. Picking up the phone is something that's very difficult for people with autism, because it's extremely unpredictable. When you pick up the phone, you never know who's going to be on the other end of the line. You don't know, is this person going to be nice or cranky, or what is that person going to ask? Am I going to be able to answer his questions? And besides that, the communication over the phone itself is just extremely difficult. Because of this, many people with autism, they end up sitting at home without a job, or they end up doing volunteering work or work in a special setting, and that's often work way below their abilities. And if they end up in a situation like that, then they get very bored and they get a low self-esteem, and they constantly have a feeling that they need more challenges, and many of them, they get quite depressed about their situation. And when they don't have a job for a long time, they start feeling useless and lonely. everybody, including people with autism, they want the feeling that they're part of something, and they want the feeling that they count, and they want to feel important and useful and appreciated. In my past, I've been on a disability for quite a lot of years, and many of those years I was sitting at home without any job or without any work. I've also done a lot of volunteering, and those jobs, they were nice in the beginning because it was all new, but soon after that I just started to get really bored with it because the tasks were way below my abilities, and so I got really bored with it. And after many years, I just wanted to get out of my disability, and I wanted to get a regular job, or just a real good job. I wanted to work as an artist or an autism consultant and a lecturer, and I was just convinced that I could do that, and I could use my experiences as a person with autism to help other people with autism and their families. So I talked to the employee insurance agency about that, the company that actually paid my disability benefit every month. I told them about my ideas, and instead of encouraging me to get out of my disability, they just practically laughed right in my face, and they said that it was unrealistic of me to think that I could ever work. First, right after that, I felt incredibly discouraged, and I was really angry at them. But soon after that, I was like really encouraged, and I really wanted to prove them wrong. And I've actually proved them wrong, because now I'm making a living with my photorealistic pencil drawings, and I'm giving presentations about autism, and I'm helping people, and I have this video project. So I have the feeling that I've really made it with a lot of hard work. But many other people with autism and autistic adults, they sit at home every single day, and they are very unhappy with their work situation. And it would be good if we could change that. There are actually many work fields which are really good for people with autism. For example, work with computers, like programming or a software designer, work in quality control, or work in a laboratory in a hospital, or being an artist like me, or engineer, an accountant, or being a web designer, and another good example is a copy editor. People with autism, they actually have quite a lot of skills also. They can work very precise and detailed, and they can focus very long on a certain task that other people might not have the patience for. And yeah, we are very hard workers. If we set our minds to something, and yeah, we would do everything to achieve our goals and to accomplish our goal. We also really want to follow the rules, and we can be extremely honest, which is also quite an important characteristic. It's important that employers are not afraid to hire a person with autism. But when they do hire a person with autism, it's also important that they bend a little bit and that are a bit flexible. They should accept certain shortcomings of an employee with autism, and actually encourage and build on the qualities and the gifts a person with autism has. It's important to accept certain shortcomings, like picking up the phone. Picking up the phone is just extremely difficult for people with autism, so it's important not to force a person with autism to pick up the phone. It's not like oh, the more often you pick up the phone, the easier it becomes. It doesn't work like that. So, yeah, with hiring a person with autism, it comes with a bit of adaptation, not just for the employer, but also for the employees. A person with autism might be a bit more quiet and not be socializing all the time. Yeah, during a lunch break, for example, we might prefer to sit alone, because a lunch break or a coffee break, that's not a break for us at all. For us, a break like that means working even harder. Because during a break you suddenly don't have instructions, clear instructions, and you don't have suddenly you have to socialize a lot and communicate a lot, which is very difficult for people with autism. So a person with autism might prefer to just sit alone during a break, or to only connect with one other person instead of a whole big group. So these are quite the most important things about including a person with autism in our working society. It's important to meet us halfway, and when employers do hire people with autism, they will actually find out that they have a great addition to their company. So this was it. I hope you liked it and find it useful, the information. If you have any questions, let me know. If you have any ideas or suggestions for topics I should do a video about, please let me know too in the comments below. Pilaf and I wish you a very nice day, and we hope to see you with our next videos. Bye!